Hello guys, today I'll be showing you how to reverse the blades. Uh, we do that to increase space between the upper blades and the bottom blades. First thing first, we remove the canopy. On mine it's a little different because I changed the holders for the canopy. They used to be plastic, now they're metal. Okay, and I'll be just showing you in the video. I won't be putting much details on how to do this because the reason I did this is because they break a lot, especially when you land and you hit right here. It put pressures back here, and then that causes it to break. So that's why I decided to do this modification right here, and then I'll be showing you. Let me just remove the canopy. This is what I did. Okay, I put two nuts on this side of the plastic. I eliminated the plastic part that was sticking out. That was the factory holder, and I replaced them with screws. Okay, so if you can't see it, that's basically what I did. Okay, so now let's go back to the main subject here. Because here on YouTube, I seen that people are posting video, but they're doing it the hard way. They're removing more parts. The way that I'm going to show you is the easiest way you can do it. Okay, it's very simple. So here we go. First thing you do is there's a screw on the B gear, which is the one on the bottom. I'm so sorry, no, this is the A gear. Okay, it's the one on the bottom. There's a screw right in there. Okay, I already removed it. For me, it was kind of hard to remove it, but I already have it removed. Okay, once you do that, you're gonna pull the upper blades. It's gonna come right off. Okay, just like this. It'll come right off once you remove the screw from the bottom gear. Okay, then the bottom gear will also come off. Okay, so you want to keep these two guys together over here. All right. Next thing you want to do is remove. This is the collar bearing. Okay, it's called the collar bearing, and this is where a lot of people are making more work. They think this thing's not removable. It is removable, and all you have to do is just pull it up. Okay, it's very simple. All you do is just that. Okay, and that saves you a lot of work because otherwise you will have to remove this gear and remove the outer shaft, and that's unnecessary work. Okay, next thing you do is you're gonna see on each blade there's the 3 Phillips screws. You're gonna remove those. Okay, so here we go. Remove the first one. We're gonna remove the second one. You want to keep all these screws together, okay? Because you might, if you put screws on the wrong place, you might damage your helicopter. Okay, oops, there we go. So basically when you take it out, this piece comes off, and then you can just remove the blade. There we removed the 2 blades. Okay, they're right here. Again, try to keep all the screws together. Okay, keep this over here. Alright, so now we remove the blades. Next thing we're going to remove, this is called the main blade grip set. Okay, that's what we're going to switch around. Alright, so you're going to see we have 2 buckles right here. We're going to remove this. That's when we use the pliers right here. And then, actually, as a matter of fact, it's easier if you just use a regular screwdriver and just pull it out, just like that. Okay. Or don't be afraid. Don't be gentle to it, but if you do it the right way, it shouldn't break. Okay. So next thing you see here, we have 2 screws. Okay, on each side. Let me flip it around. You have 2 screws. This one. This is the second one. Okay. You're gonna remove those 2 screws. And again, I will repeat it again and again. Keep all the screws together, because if you misplace one of the screws, you may damage or may not be able to fly your helicopter. Alright, now once you remove those 2 screws, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to pull this thing out right here. Okay, it should come out just like that. Alright, just pull it up. Alright, Then we're gonna remove this part, okay, and then the last thing right here. Okay, so we're gonna take it all out. All we're gonna see is this, the outer shaft. Okay, we're not gonna see anything else. All right, we're gonna remove everything. Okay, so now we're gonna start with first. This used to be this way. Now we're gonna put it. We're gonna flip it around. Okay. Now, when you do this, I would recommend already installing the blades, because I think it's much easier if you do it before you put this thing down here. Okay, because you will have very limited space in order to screw the blades in. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna put the blades already. Okay, actually they go the opposite way. Okay, they go like just like that. Before they used to be like this. Since you're flipping it around, I'm sorry, before they used to be, yes, that's just right. Yes, they used to be like this. Now we're gonna put them like that. Okay, that way it will fly normally. Okay, so screw them in. Okay, now we're gonna put the two small screws. They go in the back right here, the two smaller ones. The longer one goes in the tip right here. Okay, so this takes a moment. Let's see, where's my, okay, we're gonna screw those in. There we go. See, and this is something you're gonna see. Make sure, one thing you want to make sure you don't tight these too much. Okay, you don't want to leave them too loose. You don't want to tight them too tight, because it would just cause a lot of vibration. So now that we have it in position, the next thing we're gonna do is screw it in. Okay. So as you can see now, the way you can test it is you move it around. The gear gotta move too. So that means you got it in position right. Okay, so now let's put the next screw in. Okay guys, make sure that this, when you put it in, is facing up. Okay, not facing down. Okay, that's the old way. Since we're flipping everything around, make sure this thing right here is facing like that, just like this. So we're gonna put it inside the shaft, on the shaft, just like this. Okay, next thing we're gonna put is this part right here. Now we're going to connect the buckles, just like this. We're going to connect the next buckle, just like that. Okay, make sure they're clipped on. And basically, we're done. Now we're going to put the collar bearing back on there. Okay. Now we're going to put it back on there. We're going to put the upper blades with the inner shaft inside the outer shaft. Okay, and then we're gonna mount the gear back in place. Everything else, the gear goes back the same way you took it off. Okay, so you put it in here just like this. Okay, make sure when you insert it in, you lift this a little bit so that you can have more space to center it, and then you're gonna put it right in. There we go. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do is just put it. I mean, if you were able to remove the screw correctly, I couldn't. I damaged the screw, so I gotta get a new screw. Just put it back on, and also make sure that the screw, when you put it on down here, the flat side, there's a flat side, is facing towards the screw. Okay, because there's two flat sides. That is your notice, because otherwise this thing may not grip right, and then you might have problems when flying the helicopter. Make sure the flat part of the main shaft, which is right here, okay, I'm gonna show you. Make sure this is facing the screw. Okay, you see how there's flat right here? That way the screw will grip right there, and then it will be able to move the gear around. Okay, so that's it, guys. You should be all good and set to go. Again, I'm gonna show you one more time what I did here in order, because a lot of times, so I made this myself. So you're gonna need a drill, you're gonna need screws, you're gonna need nuts, and you're gonna need the regular stock screws that came with it. Okay, so I mean, this is a little modification I did. I also got the battery. This is a 2200 milliamp battery. Okay, that's another modification I got to it. It gives you, instead of giving you 8 to 10 minutes, it gives you about, I would say, 30 to almost 40 minutes if you get lucky. Okay. Also, as you can see here on YouTube, there are other videos of people who have done the rear blades. Right here, I just basically what I did, I cut tips of I used the A blades. Okay, I used the one from the upper blades. I got some extras, so I cut the tip and then I glue them with hot glue. It's the best you can do. Crazy glue doesn't work. Okay, so make sure you use hot glue. Alright guys, so that's it, and let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.